Good morning, YouTube. Good morning. We are in Joshua chapter 11 this morning, and just a little bit about the School of Light. In fact, let me open up this so you have a not so dark. There we go. That's a little bit better. Um, Joshua 11. A little bit about the School of Light. We are a correspondence Bible study system through the mail. So if you are in the United States, and it doesn't matter if you are English speaking, Spanish speaking, um, we have 52 different languages, and it's for ages 4 through adults. This is the way it works. You request it, we send it, you answer the questions, put it in the mail, it comes back, never costs you a penny. Whenever we get it, we grade it, and then we make a record of it. And when you finish the series, we send you a series or correction, a certificate of completion. Chapter 11, Joshua. Let's hop to it. When Jabin, or pray first. God, pray open up our hearts and our minds. You're awesome. In Jesus' name, amen. When Jabin, king of Hazor, heard of this, he sent word to Jobab, king of Madon, to the kings of Shimron and Aksaph, and to the northern kings who were in the mountains in the Arabah, south of Kinnereth, in the western foothills, and in Naphoth Dor on the west, to the Canaanites in the east and west, to the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, and Jebusites in the hill country, and to the Hivites below Hermon, in the region of Mizpah. They came out with all their troops, and a large number of horses and chariots, a huge army, as numerous as the sand on the seashore. All these kings joined forces and made camp together at the waters of Merom to fight against Israel. The Lord said to Joshua, "Do not be afraid of them, because by this time tomorrow I will hand all of them over to Israel slain. You are to hamstring their horses and burn their chariots." So Joshua and his whole army came against them suddenly at the waters of Merom and attacked them. Texas calling me. Sorry about that. Should have put a do not disturb. Um, and the Lord gave them into the hand of Israel. They defeated them and pursued them all the way to Greater Sidon and to Misrephoth Mayam, and to the valley of Mizpah on the east until no survivors were left. Joshua did to them as the Lord had directed. He hamstrung their horses and burned their chariots. At that time Joshua turned back and captured Hazor and put its king to the sword. Hazor, in parentheses, had been the head of all these kingdoms. Everyone in it they put to the sword. They totally destroyed them, not sparing anything that breathed, and he burned up Hazor itself. Joshua took all these royal cities and their kings and put them to the sword. He totally destroyed them as Moses, the servant of the Lord, had commanded. Yet Israel did not burn any of the cities built on their mountains except Hazor, which Joshua burned. The Israelites carried off for themselves all the plunder and livestock of these cities, but all the people they put to the sword until they completely destroyed them, not sparing anyone that breathed, as the Lord commanded his servant Moses. So Moses commanded Joshua, and Joshua did it. He left nothing undone of all that the Lord had commanded Moses. So Joshua took this entire land, the hill country, all the Negev, and the whole region of Goshen, the western foothills, the Arabah, and the mountains of Israel with their foothills, from Mount Halak, which rises toward Seir, to Baal Gad in the valley of Lebanon, below Mount Hermon. He captured all their kings and struck them down, putting them to death. Joshua waged war against all these kings for a long time. Except for the Hivites living in Gibeon, not one city made a treaty of peace with the Israelites, who took them all in battle. For it was the Lord himself who had hardened their hearts to wage war against Israel, so that he might destroy them totally, exterminating them without mercy, as the Lord commanded Moses. So these people had it in their heart to fight Israel. And of course, Israel fought. And it says here that God allowed them to attack Israel so that he might destroy them totally, exterminating them without mercy, as the Lord commanded Moses. At that time Joshua went and destroyed the Anakites from the hill country, from Hebron, Debir, and Anab, and from the hill country of Judah, and from all the hill country of Israel. Joshua totally destroyed them and their towns. No Anakites were left in the Israelite territory, only Gaza, Gath, and Ashdod did any survive. So Joshua took the entire land just as the Lord had directed Moses, and he gave it as an inheritance to Israel according to their tribal divisions. Then the land had rest from war. Chapter 12. These are the kings of the land whom the Israelites had defeated. There's 12 kings, I think, or more. And whose territory they took over the east of the Jordan, from Arnon Gorge to the Mount Hermon, including all the eastern side of the Arabah. Shihon, king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, he ruled from Aor on the rim of Arnon Gorge, and from the middle of the Gorge to the Jabbok River, which is the border of the Ammonites. This included half of Gilead. He also ruled over the eastern Arabah, from the Sea of Kinneret to the Sea of Arabah to Beth Yamosh, then southward below the slopes of Pisgah, and the territory of Og, king of Bashan, one of the last of the Raphites, who reigned in Ashtaroth and Edrei. He ruled over Mount Hermon, Selakah, all of Bashan, to the border of the people of Gesher and Mecca, and half of Gilead, to the border of Shihon, king of Heshbon. Moses, the servant of the Lord, and the Israelites conquered them. And Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave their land to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh to their possession. These are the kings of the land that Joshua and the Israelites conquered on the west side of the Jordan, from Baal Gad in the valley of Lebanon, to Mount Halak, which raises towards Seir. In parentheses, their lands Joshua gave as an inheritance to the tribes of Israel according to their tribal divisions: the hill country, the western foothills, the Arabah and the mountain slopes, the desert and the Negev, the lands of the Hittites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. End of parentheses, or close parentheses. The king of Jericho, the king of Ai, one each. The king of Jerusalem, one. The king of Hebron, one. The king of Jarmuth, one. King of Lachish, one. Eglon, one. Jezer, one. Debir, one. Gerer, one. Hormah, one. Arad, one. Libnah, one. Adullam, one. Makkedah, one. Bethel, one. Tapua, one. Hefer, one. Aphek, one. Lasharon, one. Medon, one. King of Hazor, one. King of Shimron, Meron, the king of Akavash, 1. The king of Tanakh, 1. The king of Megiddo, 1. The king of Kadesh, 1. The king of Jokneam and Carmel, 1. The king of Dor, 1. The king of Joim, 1. And the king of Tirzah, 1. 31 kings in all. Wow. How much time do we got? All right, I'm going to read chapter 13. When Joshua was old and well advanced in years, the Lord said to him, "You are very old, and there are still very large areas of land to be taken over. This is the land that remains, all the regions of the Philistines and Gershurites, from Shihor River on the east of Egypt to the territory of Ekron on the north, all of it counted as Canaanite. The territory of the 5 Philistine rulers in Gaza, Ashdod, Ashkelon, Gath, and Ekron, that of the Avites from the south, all the land of the Canaanites from Ara, of Sidonians as far as Aphek, the region of Amorites, the area of the Jebusites, and all Lebanon to the east, from Baal Gad below Mount Hermon to Lebo Hamath. As for all the inhabitants of the mountain regions, from Lebanon to Mishfoth Miam, that is, all the Sidonians, I myself will drive them out before the Israelites. Be sure to allocate this land to Israel for an inheritance, as I have instructed you, and divide it as an inheritance among the 9 tribes and half of the tribe of Manasseh. The other half of Manasseh, the Reubenites and the Gadites, had received an inheritance that Moses had given them east of the Jordan, as he, the servant of the Lord, had assigned it to them. It extended from Aor on the rim of the Arnon Gorge, and from the town in the middle of the gorge, including the whole plateau of Medeba, as far as Dibon, and all the towns of Shihon, king of the Amorites, who ruled in Heshbon, out to the border of the Ammonites. It also included Gilead, the territory of the people of Gesher, Mecca, and all Mount Hermon and all Bashan as far as Selica, that is the whole kingdom of Og and Bashan, who had reigned in Ashtaroth and Edrei, and had survived as one of the last of the Raphaites. Moses had defeated them and taken over the land. But the Israelites did not drive out the people of Geshur and Mecca, so they continued to live among the Israelites to this day. But to the tribe of Levi he gave no inheritance, since the offering made by fire to the Lord, the God of Israel, are their inheritance, as he promised them. This is what Moses had given to the tribe of Reuben, clan by clan. The territory of Eur on the rim of the Arnon Gorge, from the town in the middle of the gorge and the whole plateau past Medeba to Heshbon and all the towns of the plateau, including Dibon, Bamoth, Baal, Beth, Baal Meon, Jehaz, Kedemoth, Mephaath, Kedithiam, Sibmah, Sereth, Shahar, on the hill country of the valley, Beth Peor, the slopes of Pisgah, and Beth Jeshemoth, all the towns of the plateau, and the entire realm of Shihon, king of the Amorites, who ruled at Heshbon. Moses had defeated him and the Midianite chiefs, Evi, Rekam, Zur, Hur, Reba, princes allied with Shihon, who lived in the country. In addition to those slain in battle, the Israelites had put to the sword Balaam, son of Beor, who had practiced divination. The boundary of the Reubenites was the bank of the Jordan. These towns and their villages were the inheritance of the Reubenites clan by clan. That is why Moses had given to the tribe of Gad clan by clan the territory of Jazer, all the towns of Gilead, and half of the Ammonite country as far as Aor near Rabbah, and from Heshbon to Ramath, Mizpah, and Betonim, and from Mahanaim to the territory of Debir, and in the valley, Beth Haram, Beth Nimrah, Sukkoth, and Zaphon, with the rest of the realm of Shihon, king of Heshbon, parentheses, the east side of the Jordan, the territory up to the end of the sea of Kinneret, end of parentheses. These towns and their villages were inheritances of the Gadites, clan by clan. This is what Moses had given to the half tribe of Manasseh, that is, to half the family of the descendants of Manasseh, clan by clan. The territory extending from Mahanaim and including all of Bashan, the entire realm of Og, king of Bashan, all the settlements of Jair and Bashan, 60 towns, half of Gilead, and Ashtaroth